Welcome along then to IRL for Australia league. I'm not too familiar with, but we should be in for a good race here today. 14 drivers then going at it. I will be alongside my co-commentator Falcon. I'm not sure if he's here right now, but he should be here in a minute. Oh, here he is.
Yeah,
Say hello, everybody.
Hello, and looking forward to commentating the first race in Invictus Racing League. Hope you enjoy myself and Mitch commentating. Certainly looking forward to it myself.
Yeah, so pole time should be in the 20s, low 20s at least. Should be maybe in low 19s, mid 19s perhaps, but we'll see. Could be a different choice of tyre as well. Using quali. Just going to put the link in the chat as well. Well,
yeah,
you keep
so
an eye on us for us. Sorry.
Yeah, should be really interesting Grand Prix. Obviously, my first race and Mitch's first race associated with the league, let alone commentating it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Love this circuit a lot. Really challenging from the drivers. You can't just cruise around here. You really have to push it to the limits, and that's what makes this circuit so amazing. And I personally cannot wait for it myself.
Yeah, well, the track is a bit of a tricky one. You can't push too hard, otherwise you end up in the wall. Especially at that fast chicane at the start of Sector 3. Very easy to invalidate your lap here as well. Not too familiar with these drivers, so I won't talk about them too much, to be honest. I know there's Joss, who's currently P4 in the Haas. He races in another league that I commentate for, and also Sam Bam Kid is in another league that I race for. I know Sam is fairly quick, or very quick to be honest, and so is Joss as well, so should be good. Got high caliber drivers on show tonight, but see if anyone's going to start their lap. Just want to see what tyres everyone's on at the moment. Mostly in ultras, quite a few in supers, and one who's Alice Killer on soft tyres coming out the pit lane now in the Toro Rosso.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that Toro Rosso driver as well. He races in the league I was previously in as well. Yeah, he's also a relatively very quick driver. So I think it could be a really interesting fight at the top. Obviously, well, the majority of drivers in this league, myself and Mitch, do not know, so we don't know what kind of pace they are.
Sorry, just want to say one of the Salvers has gone nearly into the wall. Axiri, he's currently P12, has nearly just gone straight into the barrier. Done a bit of a Bottas in real life there. He's got on the curb and nearly went straight on, but only went onto the grass, didn't make it as far as the barrier. But yeah, not a great start to his session at the moment. To say Jajo has also started his lap. Sorry if I butcher any of these names. Like I said, not really familiar with these drivers. Anyone else currently on a lap? I think driver's just starting, to be honest. Looks like Jajo has also backed off his lap. I can't tell though. Yeah, he's not using high ERS modes. He's already backed out. So who else have we got then on a lap? We've got a few super soft runners coming to the end of their out lap. They'll be starting soon. I think we've got M Doran 09 here. He looks like he might be an Irish driver. He's got an Irish themed helmet. It looks like. Looking good so far. A bit wide. Oh, a bit wide through there. But he'll get away with that.
There's a risk around that corner. If you do run too wide, the game does like to invalidate yourself, even if you don't gain time. So you've got to be a bit careful around there, even though it is pretty much a comfortable right-hander. Or was it Siri?
Oh, I'm 30.3. Yeah, as I said, went on the grass on that lap. Not representative at all. You need to be in the first sector, low 26s. I think Doran did a 26.8, which is not too competitive. It's gone very wide and he's in the wall. And already we got the first victim of that chicane. I was running award with him.
Corner.
Yeah, I said at the start. As a 120.5 by Scope Fielder goes P1 at the moment, and finding his feet very nicely indeed already, unlike M Doran in the Toro Rosso. See if his teammate avoids that. He does.
Sam Bamkin is also on a lap in the final sector now, surrounding the third to last corner, now the penultimate corner in the Mercedes. A little bit of a lock up into the penultimate corner, the left-hander, and then swooping to the right-hander as he opens the DRS. What lap is it going to be? In the 20s it's looking like. Yeah, 120.5. Oh, it's
Oh, it's
invalid.
invalid. Yeah, invalid that. So let's see
That would
then.
have put him. That would have put him 34 thousandths behind Scopefielder on the same compound. It would have been very close at the top, but unfortunately for him, invalid. As Nicky goes second with a 1:20.794, a couple of tenths away from current pole position man of Scopefielder in that Haas Formula One team.
Well, looks like it's got kind of a Halloween themed helmet. Got that orange and black. But yeah, not too much of a bad lap because Jajo on his second lap goes fastest at 1:20.4. We are getting towards those 19s. And yeah, he takes pole by just under 1/10 of a second on their first lap. So those ultras still have a bit of life in them, although he won't have done an ultimate lap because they would have had a few laps of wear on them. A few out laps. Anyone else on a lap? I think we've got Tamworth Fox about to do a lap. He's going to go faster. 1:19.9. Smashes them. And straight into the 19s then by half a second nearly. And yeah, Ferrari laying down a bit of a benchmark early on. Teammate P4. Who else have got a lap? Sandbound Kid's actually in the pits now. Sam
Foxy
Stir.
Red makes it a McLaren 9, P9 and P10. The fifth row of the grid from Foxy. He's on Ultra. Speed Queen on Supers. Have I missed something there?
Yeah, Foxy nearly did what Bottas did. Nearly into the wall. But managed to keep out of it in the end. I think he's on his in lap
Seems like
anyway.
mentioning that reference, don't you, about Valtteri? I wonder why.
If anyone, any of you don't
So I
know,
think that's-
Falcon is a fan of Valtteri Bottas. So that's why I keep mentioning it. Got Sam Stir then, who has not done a lap yet, but I think he's on one. He's gone very wide though.
No, not after that corner.
Turn 3.
No way.
Is he going to stay on it? I think he's going to keep with it, you know. It's not been a
Well,
great lap.
you may as well get a banker in, to be honest.
Yeah,
Why not? It's not looking healthy.
ran very wide. It looks like he's on the pad, which is not going to help him through that chicane because it seems very hard to keep it together.
Yeah,
He's backed
he
off.
backs
Yeah.
off.
Sam Bam Kid still in the pits. Put on supers now. So Tamworth Fox then P1 at the moment by half a second. A great opening lap from him. We got Speed Queen then, the first of the super soft runners. Currently in P6, 1.2 seconds off the pace. Oh, sorry, the Renault. I don't know how you pronounce that name.
Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo.
Just say
Sorry.
Apollo.
Yeah, a second off actually. I didn't see that there in the Renault. 10 minutes to go then.
Yeah. Looks like the first round of laps coming in from the drivers. Predominantly on the Ultras and Supers. Only one driver on the softs, that is of Alice Killer. He's actually not too far off. Quite a lot of those super soft runners, honestly. He is about half a tenth off Yoss and a few tenths off McLuffy, I want to say. So not too bad of a lap for Alice Killer on those soft compound. Obviously the hardest of the three, probably bring to this weekend.
Yellow flags out there. I assume someone backing off their lap. Oh yeah, I think he is. Has he got damage? No, I think he's fine to continue. That Speed Queen going very slowly. Maybe on his in lap. Xeri was on a lap, I believe, or he's backed off of it now. But he's on those super soft tyres now, so he did do his best lap on Ultras, but it was 10 seconds off the pace, so not representative at the moment. So 3 drivers then, not setting a lap so far, but M. Doran won't be setting a lap because he already put it in the wall. But the Renault Sam Stir and Sambam Kid in the Mercedes will be able to set a lap, you would think. Sambam Kid's actually on his lap now on the super soft tyres, so we'll see how high he can get up the order. Looking a bit scruffy, but all neat and tidy through there, no drama. A 26.7 first set, that's pretty good compared to what we've seen from others so far. Coming then into this little chicane, which leads onto the straight, which leads into another chicane. He's got a Ferrari there that's well out of the way. Not sure who that was. One of
That was
the
Tamworth Fox.
Tamworth, thank you for that. Here he comes then into probably the trickiest bit of the track to get right. He loses a lot of time. Takes it very cautiously indeed.
I don't think he's on a lap. You
No,
know,
he is. He is.
he's on. Oh, he's just lifted off.
Is he on a lap? No, I'm pretty sure he is on a lap. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was on a lap as he nearly crashes. So these drivers are not
Oh, so,
quite gelling with the
I'm
track.
spectating the wrong driver. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Sam.
Yeah,
He's gonna
I was
pit
on board
again.
with- I was on board with Lovkey, or however you pronounce that name.
Yeah, well, he pits. Does Sam? So still not set a lap. But now we're gonna see some of the second runs. Then we got Tamworth Fox then for a second run. Come out and start his lap. You want to take us through, Falcon? Oh, I think it's gone. Tamworth Fox then into turn 1, and he's already messed it up, I think. So he's already backed off. Turn 1 very easy to make a mistake through the curb on the inside. Easy to get some air on and lose downforce. You don't get much downforce when you're in the air. As he actually cuts the track, that's not good to see. I'm not sure what the rules are about that, but in some leagues I know you're not meant to cut corners on your in lap or when you're off a lap. Who else have got on a lap then? We got Scopefield, who seems to have backed off as well, unless he's on his out lap, which I'm not sure about. Jajo also. Now on supers, wow, what a lap! I didn't realise. Oh wait, hang on. Oh no, it's Betty's on ultra. Sorry about that. So yeah, on his supers now. Sorry. In towards Thomas. It's gonna be quite a challenge to improve on his lap he's already done, but we'll see if he can manage it. He's going to pull something quite special out the bag to improve on that. Also got Nicky, who's about to finish his lap. He's a 10th up according to his delta in the top right. Can he match his teammate? Gets a bit of understeer through the final corner, but we'll head towards the line, and it should be an improvement, but how much is the question? By 0.3 of a second, he stays P4 though, so no improvement there, but just get a bit closer to his teammate. A-List Killer also now on supers as well. As Foxy Red goes P5 on ultras. Not a bad lap. There's a lot of drivers within that half a second mark of Tam's lap, but no one actually getting closer.
But it's predominantly the closest from second down to fifth. Just a matter of a tenth and a half, really. It really is kind of Tamworth that is streaking ahead. It reminds me a little bit of real life in Australia when Hamilton got pulled by half a second, 6/10 to be precise. Like to make that clear as well, don't you?
Nicky then
Killer.
Nicky on a lap. I think he did just do a lap, but he started a new one and he's already up in his time, so clearly not worrying about ERS too much. He's only got 8% left, so I'm not really sure.
He needs to harvest that in the next corner or two. I think 10% will just about be enough for that straight. No, he pulls in. So entering the final 5 minutes of qualifying, it is currently Tamworth, who's half a second ahead of Scopefielder, followed by Jajo, Nicky and Fox Red, all the top 5 drivers, and they're all on ultra soft tyres.
Yeah, Tam is on a lap though at the moment, so this should be an improvement. But we will see where this puts him. Oh, he's going to pit actually, follow his teammate in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, they may as well go for a fresh set of tyres and just go straight back out on a fresher set. And probably go even quicker. Although you do run the risk of bottling that lap, and then the lap you're on before would have got you even better. So that is the risk they have to run. But Jos, as you say,
goes P10 on the super soft tyres. So going for an alternate strategy than to all the others. But I'm not sure he'd prefer to start 10th and 11th, because 11th you get fresh tyres for the race. At the moment he's going to start on those supers, which I believe he's already done a lap on. So they will be getting worse for wear.
Just worth noting a bit of context to this race prior to it. Codemasters have today brought out patch 1.12. This is meant to increase the likelihood of safety car deployment. So
also fix the invalidation issue where laps were getting set that were invalid and they still counted, which is good.
Yeah. So just a factor you should counter in. So some of these drivers will be thinking about that. Maybe, do I want to be running the risk of using X, Y, Z compound if a safety car could come out, which could totally write off the whole strategy.
Yeah, so you do want to have as many fresh sets as possible. Safety car could come out at any time. Although we did do some testing earlier and it didn't look too good. Safety car didn't really come out at all, even when we crashed multiple cars.
Sandbam Kid is about to start a lap, by the way. First driver, I believe, to set his final lap. There's got a bit of traffic, but Apollo just about gets out of the way. Could put him off going into turn 1. I believe that will be invalid. I'm not sure though.
This
like he's carrying on.
Yeah, he's carrying on. Thought it looks a bit wide there. Didn't carry much speed into it. It's going to have dirt, all through this section here, which is not going to help him at all.
Yeah,
and
I'd back off if I were him.
Yeah, that Torosso not getting out of the way at all. Still in front of him. That's not useful at all. I would get well out of the way, much better than that.
He's gone wide. He's gone wide into turn 6. So yeah, but
I would have.
He does seem to still go for it, but he is 14th at the end of the day. You know,
he needs
really take too many risks.
Yeah, he does need a better lap.
Isaac Ziri, sorry to interrupt you there. He has just spun it on his ultra soft lap, and he's
got damage.
Spun back on the track. No, he hasn't not, but he comes back a bit unsafely there to his teammate Meglucky. I cannot pronounce that name. And yeah, that was I flipped through the cameras and just saw Ziri spinning it, dropping it, if you like.
Yeah, Sandbam Kid just went very wide. Chicane's gone wide again at the penultimate corner. It's not been a great lap. He's had a lot of traffic this lap as well. But anyway, it's going to open that DRS now towards the line. Can he get inside the top 10? Oh, he goes P3. Great effort.
Oh, identical lap to Scopefielder.
Oh, yeah. Scopefielder's had it first, though, so I believe he gets that, although I'm not sure how that's how the game works. But he's got that position scope at the moment. But anyway, we're getting into the final laps. Tam about to open this lap then. This is it then. It's all going to come down to this. No more chances after this one. So here he goes then into turn 1. Absolutely nails the apex. Doesn't run too wide and risking invalidation. He's looking very perfect at the moment. There's yellow flags ahead. But that's just Sam getting out of the way, I believe, who will not be going again. He's gone a bit wide at turn 3, but I don't think that will cost him too much time.
Yeah, looks like a pretty stellar, neat lap to start off with. He just needs to nail what's arguably the hardest part of the track coming up in a few corners' time.
Yeah, 26.4. First sector. That's good. We'll see if anyone else is on a lap at the moment. I think we got Scopefielder's about to start one, maybe. We'll have a look. Yeah, Scopefielder's starting one, I believe. Tam then, we're riding more of him through the most important bit of the track. Through the chicane. Misses the apex tiny bit, but it's all looking good. Oh, keep it together, and he does. And it's looking like a great lap from Tam. He's heading for that pole position that he so dearly wants for the race tomorrow. Or sorry, later.
Oh, this is it. This is looking absolutely perfect. The car just looks hooked up. As he turns it to the left, turns it to the right, just responds so quickly. It's amazing.
Yeah, Apollo goes P2. And Jajo's gone P3. So Tam looking nailed on for pole position anyway. But they come towards the line now, and he doesn't improve.
He went wide at the final corner, almost tapped the wall. In fact, took a wide entry, wide exit, absolutely ruined it right at the end. That could have been a mid 19.
But Scopefield then also on the lap. He's done not a quite as quick first sector, although I'm not sure that's up to date. It's looking good. Yeah, looking great through there. So can he challenge that 99 that Tam set early on in the session? It's looking good at the moment. But we'll have a look in a second. Here he comes then. Also a very tricky part of the track. Looking very nice and tidy in the limits. Not running too wide there. Don't get on that curb. You lose a lot of traction. Through the final corner he goes then. Opens that DRS. And he's going to head for that pole position lap now. Can he be it? This is the last ditch he has. And he only goes P4 at the moment. Jajo though is also on a lap. Jajo is in P3. Can he go faster? No, he can't. He does not improve his position. Apollo has backed off. So I think that is it then for qualifying. Tam with his first lap gets pole position with a 1:19.9.
Yeah, absolutely very interesting. If you excuse me for a minute, I'm just going to go to the toilet quickly. Sorry about that.
So Tam then doing Ferrari, very proud and getting pole position despite throwing away his lap in the end. But his first lap was good enough to get pole. He didn't need a second invitation. Apollo a great P2 then. As I said, I'm not too familiar with these drivers, so I'm not sure where they usually sit on the grid. I know Sam maybe would be a bit quicker than that. But he only got one lap in the end, which probably cost him quite a lot of time. Also got a lot of traffic on this lap as well, which won't have helped him at all. Joss down there, P12. Those guys starting outside the top 10 get a fresh set of tyres for the start of tomorrow's race, which will help them a lot in the race strategy department. So don't count any of them out of the points yet. So then, end of qualifying, Tam is on par with a 1:19.9, only man to touch the 1:19s. Apollo with a 1:20.1, also Jajo in that bracket as well. Scope Fielder, 1:20.2, with Speed Queen and P5 in the McLaren. Sandbound Kid, who got a lot of traffic on his runs, P6. Nicky in the other Ferrari, down in P7, half a second off his teammate. Megluck B, that is a hard name to pronounce. P8.
Just call him Meg, shall we?
Foxy P9. Ales P10, Sam Sturt P11, Joss P12, Xeri and Doran in P14, who crashed at the beginning of the session. So then, let's get ready for the Australian Grand Prix.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Australian Grand Prix, located 2 miles southeast of the Albert Park in Melbourne. It's 29 laps that make up this legendary race circuit. The first World Championship Grand Prix that was held in Melbourne was the 10th of March in 1996, with the number of corners being 16, made up of 6 to the left and 10 to the right. The current lap record is set by the legendary Michael Schumacher, a 1:24.125 with the average speed of 141 miles an hour. This lap set by the great in his V10 2004 Ferrari. The circuit length is 3.29 miles, 5.3 kilometres, and it's the ultra soft, super soft and soft compound of tyres that Pirelli bring to this race venue. The driver with the most wins around here is again the greatest Michael Schumacher, with 4 wins around here: 2000, 2001, 2002 and 2004. He seems to like this track, doesn't he?
Yeah, certainly does. And these drivers going to be trying to tread in his footsteps today. Tam then puts Ferrari on pole position, much like Michael Schumacher did many times ago. And should be a good race. Looks like it's going to be a one-stopper today. And yeah, should be a cracker. No rain then either. Just want to say, no rain
Looks
today.
like blue skies. Absolutely stellar conditions for the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah, so Tam then on pole. His teammate down in P7, half a second off him in qualifying. And I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. Found I couldn't rehearse that a little bit.
I wasn't going to say that.
But Apollo riding aboard with him for a bit while he's warming off his tyres. Who are you looking out for them? Let's see what tyres everyone's on. I haven't look at that yet. But yeah, just have a look here. Start is very important right here. It's quite hard to overtake, but should be a good race. The first corner is actually very tight, so look for crashes down the field while everyone filters through. Hopefully we avoid damage, so I don't want anyone's race getting ruined. So also just want to say, for the tyre compounds we got here today, we've got the ultras, supers and softs. And it looks like Sam Sturt and Xeri have gone for the soft tyres, while Ales, Joss and Doran have gone for the super soft tyres down at the back of the grid. The top 9 and all on ultra soft tyres, but we are getting ready now and getting closer to the lights out in Australia. 29 laps of this race.
Yeah, should be an absolute cracker. As I said in my intro, it's the ultra soft, super soft and soft compounded tyres that Pirelli bring to this race circuit. Not going to throw up too much strategy. It's nigh on a one stop for pretty much every driver, of course, unless damage or any other anomalous results that could come with this first lap madness that this first corner seems to present.
Anyway then, we're getting ready then. The drivers will all be turning their attention to the 5 red lights here in Australia. It's lights out and away we go. Looks like a good start from the poleman Tam, who's already got the jump on Apollo. Apollo's slotted into P2. Yeah, great start from Tam. Scopefield's into third already. He's going down the inside of the Renault, and he's already up to P2. It looks like they've all made a clean start in the background. There's no cars off the track. They're all through cleanly.
Yeah, look, I think I saw a bit of debris being thrown up at the back there. I think there's a bit of contact down the great.
Oh, there's a McLaren off! I think that's Foxy in the gravel. There's many cars side by side as well. Oh, it was Xeri nearly throws it in the wall already. But yeah, not a great start for Foxy.
I think he missed it there. Apollo got pushed onto the
more damage!
He came back into the.
There's a Ferrari off.
Got damage.
Absolutely crazy first lap here. The top guys have all seemed to got away cleanly, but there's a Sauber with half a front wing there in the background. They're all going free abreast through there, and it was clean for the first part of the lap, and they've all run into each other in the rest of it. Sam Sturr from the back of the grid already up to 7th. It's the teammate though who's not had a great start from P2 to P5. Sam Bam, but up to P3 already from P6 on the grid.
Yeah, I saw Jarjo getting pushed onto the grass and almost into the wall there, and he came back onto the line of I think it was Jarjo. Apollo came onto the line of Jarjo. So I'm absolutely gobsmacked after that first lap. Absolutely speechless.
Sam's already on the back of Schofield after making up 3 positions on the first lap. There's multiple cars in the pit lane as well for damage. But Sam looking like he's going to make statements today as Tam is driving off into the distance at the moment. Already has a 1.4 second gap.
Yeah, wow. I couldn't get my words out there. I was stumbling over my words there. What utter brilliant madness.
As M. Doran then from the back of the grid is up 5 places into 9th. He's looking very handy today on those soft tyres, I believe, which on an alternate strategy then he's looking good for some solid points here this afternoon. So
Jarjo and Meg, who have come into the pit lane for their one stop so far, just call him Meg because no one can really pronounce his name. It's the Alfa Romeo, Sauber and the Red Bull. They both fitted on a harder compound than the Ultra Softs for the Red Bull and Super Softs for the Sauber.
Yeah, so a great start for some of these drivers. Not so much for the others. That's generally how racing goes, though. As Sam still all over the back of Scopefielder. It's got a bit wide, though, but Scopefielder's kicked up a lot of gravel ahead of him. And Scope seems to be struggling a bit. He cannot keep with Tam, who's already got nearly a 2-second advantage at the end of lap 2. So that Ferrari is scampering off into the distance pretty swiftly. Scope actually just set the fastest lap, so that means Tam's got a warning that lap because he definitely pulled away.
Oh dear, Tam's already got 2 warnings in that one lap.
Wow, so not great for Tam. He is running away with it, but at the cost of a few warnings. Where's Joss? So Joss is up to P8, so he must have steered clear of all the danger of what was a pretty messy start in the end. It looked like it was all going to be clean, and then they got to the end of the first sector and they all started running into each other.
Yeah, that was incredible there. And yeah, Tam counting, you know, he got a really good lap after lap 2, gap after lap 2, and I think we all know why. I think he must have gained quite a lot of time from those warnings. Can't really afford to get much more than 2 penalties. I mean, ideally you don't want any penalties, but from the situation he's in, he's kind of got to damage limitate this race.
Yeah, well, these top 6 guys all breaking away at the moment from the top 7, sorry. Wait, who am I looking at? Sorry, top 5, I think, all breaking away from the guys in the back. There's yellow flags at Zeri's crashed. He must have crashed.
Obvious place. I think we all know where.
Yeah, the chicane. Don't even need to look at that. Oh, the leader's in the wall! I just switched to him. He's lost half his front wing out the final corner. Oh, that was commentator's curse. I switched to him and went straight into that wall. Xeri's left the session. No safety car though deployed, which is a bit strange to see. And Tam's already got a penalty, so it's gone from bad to worse already for the pole sitter and the still current race leader. As Foxy gets a penalty for speeding in the pits. Oh, look at Scope. Oh, all over the back of him. Oh no,
he got set on the curb there. He dropped it. Samo Kim is right on his back if he wasn't before.
Sam from P6 on the grid looking now to take the lead in the second. Tam holding up this massive group of cars.
Yeah, he is really struggling. Is that Ferrari? He cannot emulate what Michael Schumacher was doing. He still can't because Scopefielder goes down the inside. Great move, but not really much competition. Sam's right on his back now. He'll get past on the straight.
Needs to be careful though of his front wing. Cannot afford to lose it in this early stages. Scope though will need to try and make a break of it, although I don't think he'll have a chance to. Because Sam will be right in his DRS now.
It was a clinical move by Sam, and now he's passed. Now it goes from bad to worse for Tam as he gets overtaken by Speed Queen in the McLaren and gets just has no competition for any of these drivers, just flying past him. Will Apollo go for it? Yes, he does. Down the inside.
Watch your front wing.
Quite pull it off. Yeah, and Tam pits for obvious reasons. Now Sam's cert has crashed somewhere, and I don't feel like I need to look.
Down the inside goes Sam, sorry.
Red.
Sam down the inside at turn 1. Scope's gone very well onto the grass. Kicks up a lot of dirt into his face there for Sam.
And that's Jarjo into the wall where that chicane has claimed so many victims. Sorry to interrupt you there. A Scopefielder goes down the inside and turns to the outside of Scopefielder. Go round the outside. He's going to get beat on that curve. And he's into the wall.
He's in the wall. Big crash. Sorry for that shout there. But he just piled everyone up. And I don't know who's got damage or not, but this is crazy at the moment. I haven't seen this much damage since AOR.
Scopefielder with damage to his left end plate. He's got major cascade issues. Alice Killer flies past.
His teammate drops down the inside. Pokes his nose in. Not really a space there, but to get on the exit. This is crazy at the moment. As there's nearly 4 wide. More yellow flags, sector 1. Oh, that's the Sauber and Foxy ran into each other as well, it looks like. I don't know where to look.
Sends it down the inside. What an amazing move. Absolutely incredible.
Scopes
got 2
off the
cars
track.
in one corner.
This is crazy at the moment. This is worse than AOR.
The two Toro Rosso drivers, between themselves, they've gained 17 positions in the first 5 laps.
Yeah, Doran up 10 places at the moment on those super soft tyres.
More yellow flags, and it's Tam, the pole sitter. Oh,
where do you think it was? Chicane.
Oh, let me wonder. Yes, there he is.
Yeah, there's his car.
With, Foxy Red.
Still no safety car. Oh, virtual safety car, sorry. As we've got a few drivers in the pits, that will help these guys quite a lot. They can get a free pit stop, sorry.
The top 6 have all missed it. From 7th downwards, Scope pits, Fielder pits, Speed Queen pits, they all just made it in time. The top 6, however, absolutely not benefiting from that. They're all going to get caught out here. Speed Queen with the front wing change, and I believe Scope Fielder as well. That could literally just get rid of all the extra time that was going to be accumulated by that pit stop with the front wing change. It's just been eradicated with the virtual safety car.
Yeah, Sam has inherited the lead and from 6th on the grid. This is a miracle for him at the moment. Must feel like Hamilton in Singapore 2017 when the Ferraris just absolutely crashed into each other. It was hilarious. Apollo then managed to maintain 2nd place. Somehow, I don't know how. He's had fireworks going on all around him, has managed to keep 2nd place. The 2 Toro Rossos then with great starts up to 3rd and 4th. 17 places gained altogether between them.
I need a breath of fresh air after that. Blimey. Absolutely hysterical after that. Absolute madness.
So, it's all kind of spread out a bit. We've got Scopefield on the back of Speed Queen, who's quite close. They're on a soft, so I'm not quite sure to go to the end, but they'll give it a good go anyway. Yeah, it kind of died down.
I want to see where 7th and 8th place filter out, you know, because a virtual safety car, they pitted under it, whereas the top 6 didn't. Yes, they both had front wing changes, but that's just eradicated by the virtual safety car. They're on fresh softs, both of them. There's nothing
25
saying to me
seconds.
they can't jump a few of those top 6 drivers.
25 seconds Speed Queen is off the next car though, so is that a pit stop around here? The pit stop is very slow, costs you a lot of time, so they'll be around about there, and they're closing the gap as well. So
Yeah, the tyres will also be heated up compared to the guys coming out of the pit lane. This could be close. It's it's just gone to sub 25 seconds. It's 24 and a half nigh on now for Speed Queen to the next car of Nikki. So I don't think it's over, you know. I think these drivers still have a chance of perhaps picking off a couple of those top 6 drivers.
I also want to say Apollo's closing that gap quite significantly to Sam. Sam obviously done quite a few laps. I think actually going to come in the pits, yeah. So we will try to take those tyres till the end.
None of the top 6, I believe, other than Sambam, actually pit. Yeah, so it's just Sambam out of the top 6 at pits. Now, we don't expect 7th and 8th place to be anywhere near him because he was, I'd say, about 10 seconds ahead of Nicky at the time. But we will get a rough estimation. No, he's quite far ahead of Speed Queen. That is quite a sizable margin, and I'm not sure how these guys are going to filter out.
Well, Apollo needs to make sure he pits pretty soon, because
his tyres are going to get hot. That's the issue with these ultra softs. They do heat up so quickly, and those two Rosses breathing down the neck will not help.
Yeah, I just want to say Sambam Kid came out 15 seconds ahead of Speed Queen, so still could be close, although I'm not really sure. I think they'll be about 5 seconds off Nicky when he pits. Yeah,
that was... Well, the race is starting to calm down a bit now, but it's nowhere near finished. 2 soft runners of Speed Queen and Scopefield are the 2 drivers that pit under electrical safety car to change their front wing. They're running quite close to each other as Jarjo gets past Meg into turn 1, I imagine. Didn't quite manage to catch that, but yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see when Apollo decides to pit. We've got a Haas in the wall! That's Joss, I believe. No, Scopefielder. Scopefielder is in the wall. Where do you think? It's the same place as pretty much everyone else.
Can I just say, when you said the Haas, I skipped onto Yoss, and he looked like the position that Tamworth was in at the final corner. He looked very close to the wall now. I didn't see anything. The halo's slightly blocking whether he's got damage or not, but he did look very close to the wall, as if he'd just given it a bit of a love tap, a bit like Tamworth.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, but Speed Queen has actually...
got ahead.
He has got Nicky, but by quite a lot. Did Nicky perhaps have a front wing change?
Yeah, it must have surely been. Yeah, I don't see how he would have managed to lose that much time. But these Toro Rosso starting to close in on Apollo. Apollo may be trying to stretch this stint out so he doesn't have to pay the price later on in a race. Those tyres
do go off. Yeah, but that undercut is going to be very powerful against him. He needs to... I'm surprised, to be honest, I'm very... I admire him. Somehow his tyres don't seem to be too hot. And does he pit surely? Yes,
yeah, he does. Then the Toro Rossos will stay out for another lap. So it'll be a Toro Rosso 1-2 after both starting really at the tail end of the field. That is...
Started 10th and 14th in Toro Rossos.
Yeah, so that is pretty crazy. I don't even know who expected that at the start of this race. Joss now into P3 as well. Where will Apollo come out? We got Sam coming down the pit straight. It's going to be quite a way ahead, I think. Yeah, as the Renault comes out. So he's not actually too far behind. Just about 2 seconds behind him at the moment. More heading towards 3 now. Yeah, not too bad then. I think Sam didn't maybe make a mistake. I saw him lose a bit of time to Speed Queen, I think it was. But at the moment, Caesar got the undercut under control.
Yeah, don't forget though, Sam was already ahead coming into the pit lane by about 2 seconds, so he's only really gained 2 seconds around, and for a 3 or 4 lap undercut, that is not too much, and that 3 or 4 lap undercut is going to be a detriment to his 3 or 4 lap older soft tyres at the end compared to Apollo's fresher tyres at the end.
Yeah, so Ales Killer still leads the race, but his teammate is hot on his heels, so I'm not sure when these guys are going to choose to pit. Still going to stay out for another lap. Yeah, they're on supers, but they will go on softs, I assume. I don't think... I mean, it'd be pretty stupid to go on the 2-stop now. after they got
they
this
seem to be
position.
running. They seem to be running at quite a high speed. You know, it doesn't look like they're saving the tyres.
They almost seem to be running at
Um,
identical speeds to each other. The gap's staying at pretty much 1.5, 1.6 seconds. So these guys very evenly matched for pace at the moment, it would seem. Although Doran may be closing on a bit. But
yeah.
yeah, all seems to be good for Toro Rosso at the moment. How's Joss doing? Joss about 6 seconds behind these two.
Yeah, the smallest gap between two drivers at the moment is 2 seconds, so it is a bit spread out at the moment. But I think this race from now is more of a strategic race, which I certainly don't mind watching.
Yeah, although it won't be the greatest battle on track, but it's going to be interesting to see where these Toro Rossos come out.
Well, we don't know, do we? You know, we saw that virtual safety car earlier. Seems like Codemasters aren't too hesitant to bring out one of the safety cars. So if there is a safety car at the end, well, firstly it will play into the Toro Rosso boys' hands, and also it will bunch up the whole field. So I think it could still be a good strategic battle and on-track racing. But I think it's going to be interesting from now on.
Doran's going for the undercut on his teammate. That may not go down too well with LS, even though he had track position. So he will get an undercut on his teammate.
I want to see where this Toro Rosso comes out, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Like he's...
well
behind
behind
Sam.
Sam.
P5.
No, I think P7, but P6, I think. Oh yeah, sorry, P5, yeah.
No, P5,
so I got mixed up there, yeah. So actually not too far behind. Those guys' tyres will go off. So he should be able to mount a bit of a challenge, I hope, towards the end of this race. Got about a 6-second gap to the Renault ahead of Apollo. As I said, yeah, fresher tyres than at Toro Rosso. Sam also starting to stretch his legs a bit, it seems. Sort of 3.7 second gap to the Renault behind. Joss dropping that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sorry to interrupt you, really sorry to interrupt you. Is Sam net leader now?
Yeah, he is. Sam is the net leader, yeah. But
sorry, go ahead.
As I said, they do have to stretch their soft tyres to the end, whereas the Toro Rosso guys can just push pretty much all the way to the flag now. I'm pretty sure LS will pit this lap. Unless he really wants to stretch these supers, but he's going to be losing a lot of time. Yeah, he'll come into the pits this lap. He needs to be careful he doesn't speed, that will really mess his lap up. Sorry, his race up. It looks like he's got that slowed down perfectly.
Right, where is he going to filter out?
Jajo and the Sauber of Meg going side by side at the moment. Oh, and he's spun! He's round and he's lost his wing. And Meg's out.
Oh.
Meg is out of the race.
Yeah.
Will we get a safety car?
Oh no, sorry.
His front tyre. I'm surprised it's not a safety car, to be honest. There's debris all over the track. But yet again, this game proving how bad it is.
Very interesting, Codemasters. As Jos filters. Wait, Jos? Oh yeah, of course Jos didn't pit, did he?
No. Oh, he's going to come up right ahead and he's got damage. That McLaren has run, Foxy's run straight into the back of him.
Oh!
As a 3-second penalty for Nicky as he overtakes him. And Foxy's going to be livid. He's just got gone and picked up some unnecessary damage there as Josh was coming out the pit lane.
But a bit of information, Alice has rejoined ahead of Endoran. So,
oh wow!
Even though Endoran had that one last undercut, he still managed to come out ahead of Alice. He's lost about half a second in the making of that. So the undercut actually, against the odds, doesn't seem to be all too powerful.
Maybe doesn't, as Jado gets a penalty in the pit lane. Maybe those soft tyres taking a while to get up to speed. We've got these Ferrari and Joss go side by side, P6 and 7 on track at the moment, and he's got going right into the wall, and there's another victim.
There you go.
That wall claims another victim out of the thousands of people to run into that wall. Still no safety car.
See it as soon as he went midway through that corner. Took like a really.
Doran's
it's
left
a
the session.
weird corner, that one. Oh yeah.
Doran's out. That's such a shame, to be honest, because he was driving brilliantly. He's right up from the back of the grid behind his teammate as well. And Alice will look to claim that third position today. Apollo's starting to close in a bit on Sam, but nothing too bad at the moment for Sam. He's
Any
under
driver
control.
that finishes this race will get at least 2 points. So, if I were any of these drivers, you know, perhaps on the lower end of speeds in this league, on raw pace, why don't just complete the race? You're going to get guaranteed at least 2 points.
Yeah, it's definitely worth these drivers finishing this race. Even I'm not sure if drivers that are retired will get points, but we'll wait to see about that. It is dying down. The bad thing about all these drivers crashing out, apart from obviously all the debris over the track, it's kind of spread the whole field out as well. Because we're losing drivers, not as many competing. But I have to say it's been not a great race of racing, but a good race of crashing. But hopefully we'll see some racing between these two up front. Apollo's taking another half a second out of Sam's lead. Maybe those soft tyres suiting that yellow Renault a bit more. But I just want to see if we can monitor the gap between these other drivers down the field. The other real battle on track is Scope. Oh, sorry. Versus Fielder. Scope Fielder versus Foxy. Gap is now 1.5 seconds.
Meant to be sounding a little bit interested in this race, not yawning.
Speed Queen is also about to overtake Doran, who's obviously left the session. So that should be like taking candy from a baby. And Apollo still, he's not really closing in. I wonder if Sam actually made a mistake which cost him that time. It's kind of hovering around that mark of 2.5 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's have a little look at the ERS then of these drivers. Sam has around 60%, Apollo around 50%, Alice, wow, around 80%, and Speed around 40%. And Andoran, poor Andoran, well, he's just parked up really. And yeah, so race dying down a little bit.
Just said 20% ERS, not too great. We've got Foxy on 40, Scope on 80, no sorry 70% ish, heading towards 60 now, and Jajo on 80. So I think LS, if he can pick up the pace a bit, which he is, and he is closing the gap, so could see a bit of a challenge. Although those 5 seconds are not going to be easy to take back on the guys ahead.
Right, quick looking at the warnings then. Sam has 2 warnings. He just picked up a warning this lap, so he's on the brink of a penalty. Apollo with the 1 warning. Alice also with the 1 warning. Speed Queen, well, he's doing well, 0 warnings. Yos, oh dear, that's a bit of a mess. Penalty and 2 warnings alongside the stop go from earlier on. And Doran with the 1 warning, that 1 warning on lap 1. Foxy Red picked up 2 penalties in 1 lap, and with 1 warning on top of that. Scope Fielder with 1 warning, and Jajo with a stop go and 1 warning.
It's a bit of a Sunday drive at the moment, although it is Wednesday. But for some of these drivers, being a pretty casual race between them all.
Yeah.
What do we commentate on?
It's just a shame that the safety car hasn't really.
Yeah,
the likelihood hasn't been increased, because there's been at least 3 drivers, I'd say, that
crashes that have should have caused a safety car.
I mean, they literally rebounded back on the middle of the track, so I am. Well, I say I'm surprised, but then again, you know, Codemasters creating the game, it's a little bit inconsistent.
Do you just want to have a look at like the recent lap times from the top 3, just see what's happening? I think LS is catching these guys quite a bit. I think he's being quite a bit quicker.
Yes. So in the past 3 laps, interestingly, Sambam has been very consistent. On lap 14 and lap 16, he did the exact same time, a 25.2 125.134, and then last lap on lap 15 he did a 24.835. Apollo has also been hovering around the mid to high 24s, 24.7, 24.8, and Alice, well, 24.1 from him on lap 15. He is looking menacing.
Just want to say, Sam's tyres are double as old as Alice at the moment, so he's done 10 laps on those softs, whereas Alice has only done 5. So it could play into Alice's hands quite nicely. He's also got 3 laps on Apollo's ahead of him, who is really starting to close that gap to Sam. Sam are going to start struggling on those tyres, maybe overheating a bit, or just starting to lose overall grip in those.
Yeah, as you
softs.
say, Alice has not only got half the tyre life of Sam, he's also got, I'd say about half, more like half of Sandbab's plus his full load, so 1.5 times the amount that Sam has. Could have said that much more
on
simpler,
ERS,
I'm pretty sure,
do you mean?
but yeah, on ERS.
Yeah, you could have
He is
worded that a bit better.
Yeah, not always been the greatest at maths, but Apollo, he's kind of gaining, not hugely, as Gios picks up a penalty. So it's a bit stale at the moment. But Alice is looking menacing, as is Apollo. Sam, on the other hand, is looking a little vulnerable.
Yeah, we'll actually switch this battle for the lead, because yeah, Sam's going to have his mirrors full any second of that bright yellow Renault. And if these guys start battling, it will play right into Alice's hands, who will have much fresher soft tyres, because these guys will use more of the tyres battling each other. But let's hope these guys put on a good show for us. I hope there is a battle to be had.
Yeah, this reminds me of some of the real-life F1 races where the leader's tyres are degrading, and the guys behind him are catching, a bit like, I don't know, Silverstone this year. Where, of course, Bottas was leading on a very warm set of compound compared to drivers around him. He got mugged at the end. Of course, Vettel in Bahrain also had tyre issues.
Tyres, yeah. Apollo hasn't really closed in this much this lap. Still 1.4 seconds. We're right on board of him. And I also want to say, Alice still not really closing, or it's kind of stopped closing. That's just standing a bit now, so maybe he's kind of reached the point of those tyres losing grip. Joss is also quite close to Speed Queen.
Yeah, sorry, but also Alice could also maybe be thinking tactically here. If Apollo and Sam start battling, then he's got all the tyres in the world, all the ERS in the world, to just launch an offensive. I mean, if you keep pushing, get right up to the back of them, use all your ERS, all your tyres.
Speed Queen's in the pit, sorry. Must have got damaged, because I don't think Joss is even that close, but he's now inherited 4th place. But yeah, back to the battle for the lead.
Yeah, he doesn't have damage, by the way. No front wing change from Speed Queen. So just a mandatory pit stop on the supers. Well, I say mandatory, an optional pit stop. It's for the McLaren driver on the super softs. Will he be going for fastest lap? I mean, I think he probably could have gone for the ultras at this stage of the race. Sam
picks up a penalty. That's going to be important now.
Penalty.
I'm wondering if Apollo will be getting that information. You can ask about the driver in front, and Jeff should tell you about their penalties, and hopefully we're getting information, because he does not need to attack now, just needs to keep it clean. He already seems to have the pace advantage. Did you say Apollo has any penalties?
I'll have a check soon, but don't try and keep it too clean. We do want a nice battle for the lead. No, Apollo, I'll quickly have a check now. The Renault driver has just the one warning.
Yeah, so has a big advantage at the moment. And it's getting to that point where it's going to be within DRS anytime soon. 1.2 seconds to gap. Sam seems to be struggling on those tyres now. Done 2 more laps than Apollo. Maybe starting to get a bit overheated and a bit worn.
Yeah, definitely so. So, interesting, this race. I'm not really sure where it's going to go, what these drivers' mindsets are going to be. If, you know, from a spectator's point of view, we wouldn't mind seeing a nice battle for the lead, but in Apollo's mindset, you know, if he's got a brain cell, he'll know just sit back and sail home for the win, really, with this penalty from Sam and the Mercedes. There's not really any point of pushing.
He ran a bit wide there, for we might see another victim in that wall, but got away with it. It can spit you out of that corner, but yeah, no dramas there. 1.3 then, still not taking too much out of him. One's a bit wide there as well, can't afford to get any warnings, as we said.
To be honest, as long as Apollo can get within a second, and have the assistance of DRS, and he doesn't need to push all too hard, because he'll have that assistance down the straight anyway. So honestly, if he can keep doing what he's doing, he will eventually get within DRS, and then he can start pushing. I'm not sure if that's his mindset, but if I were him, I'd probably start doing that. But then again, spectators' mindset during a race is totally different to a driver's mindset.
Yeah, I'm sure Apollo will want this win on track as well, despite getting the same amount of points. But yeah, he's getting there. He's getting within a second, nearly 1.1 now. It is coming down. I think Sam's struggling a lot now. He locks up again into the corner.
Sam also has far less ERS. He's got 40%. Apollo 60%.
Apollo then putting the pressure on. He can smell blood, and he's gonna be going for that now.
Bit gothic. Not quite sure I'd give that connotation to that, but as Alice, yeah, I think that could be race win chances over, to be honest, after that penalty.
Yeah, well, he could still get Sam. They both got the same amount of penalties, but he needs these two to battle like crazy for these last remaining laps. As so they both get on the curve a bit, but now that DRS will come into effect for the next two straights, and Apollo can start to close the gap a bit. Yeah, he will. He will be very happy indeed.
He can stick his ERS in low, save a bit of ERS down on the straight, and keep the same speed that he was the past few laps due to the DRS system, the drag reduction system.
Although
so
he has that advantage with the ERS, so maybe he's going to use it, try to get as close as possible. As getting that dirty air effect now, he's sort of running very wide at turn 4.
Yeah. I think one saving grace for Sam is that it's Australia. And
hard to overtake.
You have to argue that it's quite hard to pass around here.
Problem that he's got though, he's got a penalty, so it doesn't matter at the moment. But yeah,
let's have a look at Apollo's penalties again, because he could have picked up a warning, which just when you pick up one more warning, that just applies the pressure 10 times, 100 times more.
Yeah, he's got a much better exit than Sam. He's gonna be very close coming down his pit straight, I think. Will he even try it now? No, he won't. He's getting very close though. Oh, he nearly put in the wall. Oh, that's not going to be good. He won't be close down his pit straight. He'll still be within DRS though. But he can't afford many more of those mistakes. LS will be very happy.
That is going to roast his rear carcass.
It is, yeah.
And that will not help him. But he does stay within DRS. And that was the closest he got. Maybe a bit hot-headed as... he put it, yeah, that's Fox Red overtaking him, Doran, the AI car, by the way. Yeah, he was applying the pressure. I noticed he put it into overtake mode on that straight after the chicane, whereas I think he was trying to catch Sam out when Sam was thinking surely he won't go for it there, and he tried to catch him out, and, well, look at that. Within half a lap, he's already right where he was before.
Alex really needs to start pushing on as well now. He needs to...
I think he is. He just took half a second out of the two leaders in the first sector.
I think that mistake from Apollo didn't help at all, but Sam is backing him up now quite a lot. And Alice could still get second place here today, especially if Apollo gets a penalty.
Yeah, is he going to try and do the same thing? Get a better exit
and wide.
Put it on overtake? No, he stays back in standard and medium. Yeah, as you say, Alice not really making any inroads, which you'd expect. You know, he's got a lot fresher tyres. As Apollo is really mounting the pressure now.
Sam looking under pressure. He's gone a bit wide. They've both gone wide at that final corner, but surely now he's got a chance coming into these next few corners. He's going to be close enough into turn one. He won't look down the inside. He sensibly backs off, and this is great driving, using his head here a bit rather than just going for a stupid move into turn one. He's not going to be close enough again into turn three.
Just a quick note, Apollo picked up a warning last lap. He's on now 2 warnings. That is increased the pressure now. He hasn't got that leeway of, if I really have to, I can make that mistake and get away with nothing. Now, if he makes another mistake, if he infringes the track limits anymore, he is going to pay the price.
Yeah, I think if I was him, I'd maybe back off a bit, just keep within DRS and just bring this home for a win. Although I'm not sure he'll know he has a penalty, but he wants that win. You can tell car switching about, pushing very hard. He's going to be very close coming into here. 0.3 of a second the gap at the moment. He takes a better line. He's got a penalty. There it is. He's gone wide as well.
He needs to go for it.
He has to go for it now. This has to be it. Sam will go defensive to the inside. Apollo switches to the outside, but there's no way round there. He's going to try the long way round onto the grass, and the AstroTurf he goes. And Sam will live to fight another day. Alice will be loving this. Although he's not closing too much at the moment, despite having fresher tyres.
I think this is Alice's one hit. He doesn't seem to have the raw pace. And
yeah.
Well, you know, he can still get us 4 laps to go. So.
And he'll be seeing these guys fight in the distance. He's now actually brought it down to 3.4. So it's maybe not over. We'll see. These final laps will tell.
All the top 3 have 1 penalty each, so it's effectively a 0-0 draw, if you like. So there's no difference in it now. It's all guns blazing, and whoever finishes first on track at this rate will finish first on track in the standings afterwards.
Has Sam got any more warnings? Is he close yet, or?
I'll have a quick look. I mean, if they got any more warnings, they.
Was that damage?
No.
I don't think it was.
I don't know, but Apollo has just picked up 3 warnings last lap. He got the 1 warning for the penalty, and then the 2 extra. He's on the brink of a second penalty.
Wow, so Apollo's switched it around here, and he's got a great run though.
He's just got another warning. He is literally just got another warning. Yeah, he is on 2 warnings now. Yeah.
At the moment, and he still can't find a way through. He's got back markers coming up as well, which will maybe give Sam DRS. That's Doran, which he could have been on for a good result here. Let's maybe had the better pace over ALS. Sam's picking up slipstream.
He doesn't have DRS.
Picking up slipstream maybe. Oh, very close there.
Right,
3 laps to go.
2.8 now. Alice
closing in as well.
I don't think he's got much left though, does Alice? If he was going to start pushing, it would have to be now. I think for now it's a battle between the Mercedes and the Renault. Perhaps if they start battling excessively, then Toro Rosso can get in.
2.5 seconds a gap now between second and third. Still, Apollo just can't seem to find a way through. He's going to have to go for a bit of a ballsy overtake. Will he go for it here? No, he won't. Yet again, sits behind. That's well and good, but he does need to make this move. Especially with those
he's got
warnings.
A good run out of here.
This could be it then. Run out of here. He's going to be forced to go round the outside. Apollo, this is for the lead of the race. They're going to go side by side into chicane. He backs out of it sensibly. This will be helping ALS as well. Bit twitchy through there. Yeah, ALS just gained 3 tenths.
Yeah, wow. Round the outside. No, sits
They're
back.
battling hard.
Yes, he does.
Oh, we lost it there. They're still going for this. There's going to be 2 laps to go when they cross the line this time. Sam, again, holding on to that position. He has that track placement that he so dearly needs to win this race. He doesn't seem to have the grip though. He's got a bad exit.
He's going wide everywhere. If he just catches a bit of bad luck and gets another warning, it could potentially be race win over.
Alice. Oh, there it is for Apollo. Apollo's done it. Now he needs to do this move quickly. There's no way he can pull 3 seconds surely. Alice on for a P2 at the moment. And is also catching these guys very quickly. Oh, Sam getting very, very slidey on the throttle.
It's a truly train now for this Mercedes driver. He hasn't got a warning in 7 laps, and you'd have to say he's in the mindset, just bring it home now, bring it home now.
He can't
Don't get
afford
another warning,
to let
and
Apollo
he'll be
through,
okay.
although I don't think he'll want to.
Of course not. Every driver wants to win on track, as Alice is now within a second and a half, but I just think it's a bit too little too late, but we'll find out. Apollo's got to go for it at some point, and I hate to say it, if he can just get through an unorthodox place.
Oh, Sam's struggling! This is it!
Run! Here it is.
This is surely it for Apollo. Apollo has to go for it now. He's going to try round the outside again. But doesn't seem to have the racecraft to get past. The Sam's got very wide and he hits it. And we're going side by side now. Apollo's back down the inside. Can he get it round, slide down from the outside? No, he can't. Sam's gone very wide on the grass. And that's handed Alice to win at the moment. Oh, Alice, he handed the win on the penultimate lap at the moment. Apollo, unless he can pull 3 seconds, Alice has won the race at the moment. Sam's side seems to have absolutely gone.
Do we want to see another top driver bottling it? Because at this rate, anyone could.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many warnings Alice has. Is he close to a penalty?
Right, let's have a look, shall we? Alice, well, Sam, just to check, no, he's still on a penalty and 1 warning. Alice on penalty and 2 warnings.
Oh, this is going to be close. He needs...
If he makes 1 more track extension...
Oh, that was close. He did it there.
I think I need a new pair of pants after that. I actually thought he was just going to lose the race win. If you can hear us, Alice, just back off.
He might know.
I'm sure if he could hear us. I think if he could hear us, he'd back off.
Yeah, just make sure I don't get 1 through here. He's looking like it's neat and tidy.
He's done it very well. Yeah.
Surely now, as long as he doesn't run wide.
Use all your ERS possible now. He's got every little last drop he can use. And Apollo is feeling the pressure, but I think he is just about keeping it under control. Oh my gosh.
He's playing with fire at the moment. Oh, bad exit from Apollo.
Oh my
Apollo could be under pressure here to the line. I think Apollo might take this. It's going to be close though. Here comes Alice, and I think Apollo will take it, but Alice wins. The Australian Grand Prix. What an ending. Sam picks up second. Apollo bottled that in the end after having no penalties. Picked up 6 in the remaining laps. 6 seconds worth.
He looked like he had the advantage out of the top 3 and just pressure got to him. Meanwhile down the grid it's Yoss that takes P4. Speedy Queen is about to take P5 and it's going to be apparent third row if it was qualifying, 5th and 6th. The Haas of Scopefielder in P7 now. I'm not sure about whether he's going to get points or not because he left quite early.
It would be unfair to take them away.
Jajo sets the fastest lap on the final lap, takes home effective last, but 2 points. Why complain?
Yeah, Foxy Red then going to come home in P6. Scopefielder's P7. Joss, good result for him in P4 after qualifying 11th or 12th, I believe, on the grid. Yeah, so Alice then gained 9 positions, started P10 on the grid and managed to win the race. Sam up 4 places in P2. Apollo, I've started on the front row, down 1. And that's like your podium then for today's race.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who's your driver of the day now?
The race winner, Alice, easily for me.
I have to agree with you there. 9 positions gained. It was a very... For on-track battles, it was a very clean race. A lot of drivers getting caught out by that fast turns 10 and 11, which can catch the greatest out. And yeah, as proven that. It's Toro Rosso first, it's Mercedes second, and it's Renault in third. The drivers celebrating, the team celebrating. It's going to be a happy day down at the Italian-based scene as they all group together for the group photo and conclude the Australian Grand Prix. Do you want to take us through results?
Yeah, so Alice then wins quite unlikely after quali. Well, he's managed to pick it up. Sam from P6 on the grid, P2, looking good for him until we ran very wide on the penultimate lap. Apollo, P3, probably felt he could have won this race if he didn't get a penalty. It was looking so good for him at one point. Joss, P4, starting P12, great result for him, gets 12 points. Speed Queen and Foxy in the McLarens, P5 and 6. Scopefielder in the Haas, making it double points for Haas. Doran, who actually left the session, could have been on for a podium as well today, P8. And then Jarjo, the last of the finishes in P9, but Nicky gets a point in this Ferrari. Tamworth, the pole sitter, did not finish.
Yeah, if you look at where they were on track before Doran disconnected, he was ahead of Alice. So if you think,
I think he was behind. But
he was just behind. But if
yeah.
you think after all that drama at the end, anything could have happened.
Right, I think that's enough then, guys. So thank you very much for watching this stream and watching this racing league. I'm not sure if we'll do this again. Could be just a one-off, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, thank you.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you again soon.